Hey you, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Kim. I'm a freelance cosmetologist and I've been doing that for about 16 years now. I do a little bit of everything under the beauty umbrella except for nail extensions, but then when polygel and stuff started coming along, I had to get in on it. So I thought I'd make a channel, do some videos, show you what I had trouble finding along the way. So if that sounds good, hit subscribe. I can't talk and think and get my things out at the same time. Hang on a sec. Okay, let's get moving here. This gel polish, it's a cat's eye. Isn't it pretty? It's from the same brand of the polygel I'm going to use. It's called Homost. But if you're curious about these nails over here, the polish again is from Homost. And then the stickers that I have on there are from Maniology. So I've got these little shooting star stickers, and then on my ring finger I've got the snowflakes. Super cute, super easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply the polygel, of course. I'm not going to drag this out. We're just going to kind of speed through that because application's application. I mean, as far as this video is concerned. So, while we've got some time here, I might as well talk about this polygel. It's super, super easy to work with. It just kind of goes right into place. If I'm going to be honest, it's probably one of the easiest polygels to work with that I have personally used. So when we're starting out, I don't think a lot of us think about filing the surface of the nail. When we think about getting our nails done, we've all had acrylics and we envision that nice, smooth application. But the thing is, acrylic is self-leveling. Polygel, not so much. Acrylic, you just gotta show it where to go, and it does its own thing. Now, with polygel, you pretty much have to form it exactly how you want it to be. That means it can be kind of hard to get a really nice, smooth surface. If you look at this nail I just did, I've got product hanging over the sides. There's a big dip in it. It's not horrible. I've definitely done far worse. But we need to fix this dip. We need to pull that product up off the sides. And my tip is very thick. And then look down the barrel, that massive lump that's on the surface. So first of all, you want to make sure that you remove that tacky layer so the dust isn't just sticking all over your nail. And these right here are the kind of files that usually come in our kits, but they're straight. Our cuticles are curved. And that just doesn't work well. I like these here. They're zebra files and they have a curve. It makes it a lot easier to get into the cuticle area. These are from Beauty Big Bang and they're only like $6.99, and there's 10 individually packaged nail files. These are 100 and 180 grit files. They're amazing. I will link these as well as these Makartt ones down below. These are $14.99, but I do have some deals in the description for Makartt. So after you've pulled out a new file, what you want to do is take an old one and go around all four edges of your file. These are very sharp. There's a lot of grit on the edges. The paper itself, of course, is sharp. We don't want no paper cuts in the cuticles. Ouch! No! So make sure you go around all four sides of your file. Have that prepped and ready. Once my file's ready to go, I like to start with the 100 grit side. And I want to take off this ledge that goes down a little further. I want that to come up level with my sidewall. Now, when you do this filing, it's all about straight lines, and for this, we want to be straight with our finger, the file and our finger, parallel, just like this. You don't want to do that or that. Now, you can go under and go side to side if you need, but you want to make sure that the file is parallel with your finger, regardless of the angle, if that makes sense, I hope. But anyways, we're gonna pull that up until it's level with the sidewall and come straight out like so. And then we're going to do the other side. Then the next thing I want to do after I've pulled that up, I've had it there. Now I just want to flip it straight up and pretty much set my file down into the sidewall. And what I'm going to be filing is this area right here. A lot of times you'll have a little bit of bulk that kind of flows into the sidewalls. This will help get that out. And it's also going to create a line or a little wall that will help you contour the top surface of your nail later on. This little wall right here. It's going to look rough at first, but like I said, it's given us a foundation basically, or a map. I should say a map. It's given us like a little map. And again, you want to make sure to do this on both sides. After I've taken care of my sides, I like to move on to my cuticle. So I've got a little bit of product down in there because I wasn't too great with my application, but hey, we're going to move on to the cuticle. This time I'm going to go ahead and use the 180 side. It's a bit softer, and I'm just going to go in this kind of motion at this kind of angle. Now, I know this angle looks a bit sharp. Feel it out. You don't want to dig into your natural nail, okay? Just kind of watch what you're doing as you're doing it. You want to move from this point to this point. If you feel any discomfort or anything, just stop, readjust, and figure out the proper angle, because it's kind of hard to show you on a video, but you'll figure it out and just take your time. So I've done the first steps with my cuticle, got it basically done, and right here it's kind of squaring off where I've got that wall on the side and then the cuticle is smooth. So I'm going to go in there and kind of connect the wall to the cuticle area, the bits that have been filed, and I'm going to smooth that out and get rid of those corners. After I feel pretty content with that, I'm going to take a nail brush, remove the dust, and then really give my nail a look. If I feel like I need to go back, I'm going to, and then we're going to look down the barrel. Ignore the polygel on this. You see that big lump? That's a problem, right? We need to get rid of that. So if you see right here, and you're going to have something like this, it probably won't be as bad as this big lump, but what you want to do is angle from your sidewall up toward your apex and just work the file all the way down the length of the nail, and that'll help it smooth out that wall and get rid of that ledge right there. So if you look here, you can hopefully see I've got that, and where I've got that, you know, big bump there though, it still looks like I've got quite a bit of a ledge. Normally I would just start filing back and forth across the top a bit, but I'm going to take this harsher side, the 100 grit side of my file, and go ahead and get rid of that big bump. Check it out. There's still a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of that so we can move on. Okay, here, bump is gone. We can see the tip is still very thick. I still have this dip in it, but the nail is coming together. So in order to get that dip out and to thin the tip down, you want to do a motion kind of like this. You want to anchor your file at the tip of the nail and the apex, and then file what's in between. Keep doing that until you've got, you know, a nice sleek nail down towards your tip. Your tip still might not be really thin yet. We're getting there, in case, you know, right there, see? I want mine a bit thinner. You could keep going like I showed you and focus some of the strength right at the tip, or you could do this. Look down the barrel and move side to side until the very tip itself gets as thin as you like, and then go back in with this motion in order to smooth out the transition from the tip to the apex. That little dip's out of my nail. I've got my tip about as thin as I want it, but this right here needs filed away. For my liking. I mean, you might like this shape, but I like my apex to be a little more, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to file that little bit away. Right there. That's how I like it. And that is basically the cycle of getting your nail in its general shape and smooth on the surface. So from this point, if you feel like you need to go back and repeat any of the steps to really hone it in, get nice and, you know, just to perfect it, go ahead, repeat the steps as many times as you need to until you feel like you got it where you want it. You know what I mean? Okay, I can't talk. So at this point, I would start doing the shape, but that's going to be video number 2. But I'm going to go ahead and real quickly put it into a kind of tapered square or whatever and move right along. So for the very last steps, I'm just going to take, again, that softer side of my file and see if there's any kind of imperfections that need a little more grit. Use that to smooth those out, and then finish it off with a good buff. You gotta have the buffer. Oh my God, I need to go to sleep. And then we're just gonna hit this with a top coat, and there it is. I mean, I know it's not a perfect nail, but hey. So if this helped you, please make sure you give this video a like before you leave, hit subscribe, and make sure you ring the bell. Maybe I'll show you my face again.
Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.